Before we talk about money, before we talk about investing, before we talk about wealth, let me tell you the truth no one told you. You will never build wealth with the mindset you were raised with. And that's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Not because you're not smart, not because you're not capable, but because you were trained to survive, not to build. Survival is loud. Survival is urgent. Survival spends. Wealth invests. And if you don't change that mindset, you will repeat the same patterns your parents did. You will work hard, but stay stuck. You will grind, but never grow. You will sacrifice, but never see freedom. Today, we're going to break that cycle. We're going to talk about the mindset that builds wealth and the mindset that destroys it. And by the end of this video, you will never look at your life the same way again. The immigrant paradox. Pressure creates power. Immigrants face challenges most people will never understand. Language barriers, cultural shock, financial pressure, discrimination, starting from zero, supporting family back home. But here's the paradox. The very things meant to break you end up building you. Adversity becomes discipline. Pressure becomes resilience. Struggle becomes strategy. Survival becomes strength. This is why immigrants rise. Not because they're lucky, not because they're gifted, but because they were forged in conditions that create unbreakable people. You didn't grow up with comfort. You grew up with responsibility. You grew up with expectations. You grew up with pressure. And pressure creates diamonds. That's why immigrants win. And even if you're not an immigrant, if you've ever had to fight for your position in life, this applies to you. Because pressure doesn't just create strength. It creates clarity. It creates hunger. It creates vision. Beyond the grind, the immigrant entrepreneurial edge. 1. Necessity creates innovation. Immigrants don't wait for opportunities. They create them. Where others see problems, immigrants see business ideas. Where others see risk, immigrants see possibility. 2. Lean startup immigrant style. No investors, no funding, no safety net. Just grit, creativity, and a make-do mentality that becomes a competitive advantage. Immigrants build businesses the way they built their lives, with grit, sacrifice, and relentless forward motion. 3. Global perspective, local impact. Immigrants understand multiple cultures, multiple markets, multiple needs. That perspective becomes a superpower. It's why immigrants dominate small business ownership in America. And here's the truth. Immigrants don't just build businesses. They build communities. They build jobs. They build opportunity. That mindset, the builder's mindset, is the foundation of wealth. Not money, mindset. The real difference between wealth and struggle. Let me tell you something uncomfortable. The difference between wealth and struggle is rarely intelligence. It's discipline. You can be smart and stay broke. You can have a degree and stay stuck. You can have talent and waste your potential. But if you have discipline, the discipline to say no, the discipline to delay gratification, the discipline to stay focused, the discipline to build quietly, you will win every time. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they're inconsistent. And inconsistency is the enemy of wealth, not poverty, not lack of opportunity. Inconsistency. Your surroundings, the silent killer of wealth. Mindset doesn't grow in isolation. It grows in an environment. And your environment is either building you or breaking you. 1. Who you hang around. If your circle is unambitious, unfocused, undisciplined, negative, stuck in survival mode, you will shrink to fit that environment. Access to me is earned through growth, not money, not status. Growth. I've seen it in my own life. The moment I shifted how I think, everything changed. Your circle is either your accelerator or your anchor. Choose wisely. 2. What you consume. Your mind is shaped by the content you watch, the books you read, the voices you listen to, the conversations you allow. If you consume gossip, drama, fear, negativity, you will think like someone who stays stuck. But if you consume discipline, education, wealth, mindset, you will think like someone who builds. Your brain becomes what you feed it. Your future is hidden in your daily habits, not your dreams, not your goals, your habits. Small changes, big freedom. Mindset doesn't change in one day. Your life won't transform overnight. Your habits won't flip like a switch. But small changes, small decisions, small shifts in how you think can take you farther than you ever imagined. You don't need to become a new person today. You just need to take one step, one change, one decision your future self will thank you for. Because wealth is not built by dramatic moments. It's built by quiet consistency, by choosing discipline over comfort, by choosing growth over excuses, by choosing your future over your feelings. Every small change compounds. Every small habit stacks. Every small improvement becomes momentum, and momentum becomes transformation. Start the change today, not tomorrow, not when life calms down, not when you feel ready. Today. Because the moment you shift your mindset, even a little, your entire life begins to move in a different direction, and that direction leads to freedom. The mindset of wealth creation and freedom. Wealth is not built by accident. It's built by mindset first and money second. The mindset of wealth is long-term thinking, delayed gratification, discipline, consistency, ownership, investing, freedom. The mindset of freedom is time, peace, options, control, legacy. Freedom is not money. Freedom is the ability to choose your life instead of surviving it. The shift starts today. You were not born behind. You were not born broken. You were not born unlucky. You were simply born into a mindset built for survival. But today, you're choosing a mindset built for wealth, a mindset built for freedom, a mindset built for legacy. And once your mindset changes, your money will follow. Your habits will follow. Your environment will follow. Your life will follow. Because wealth is not something you chase, it's something you become. And every immigrant deserves that. The question is not whether wealth is possible. The question is, are you willing to become the person who can hold it?